Hi guys, this is me Gayatri Prakash and welcome to my page. എല്ലാവർക്കും എൻ്റെ പേജിലോട്ട് സ്വാഗതം. So today I would like to discuss with you all about OET speaking. Especially I would like to give few tips. These tips will surely help you all to achieve your OET speaking, and also it will help you to get your B score in your OET speaking. Okay, so let's move on to the tips. So what are the important tips when you are playing your role play? When you are playing your candidate card, what are the main tips that you have to keep it in your mind? First thing is, we have to keep it in our mind that assessment criteria, which means the linguistic criteria, which I have already clearly explained to you all in my previous videos. And today, what is the second criteria that we need to keep it in our mind? So the second criteria which will really help you to enhance your speaking and head with your role play, and it will help you to initiate the conversation, continue with the conversation, and also to wind up the conversation. Okay, so what's that main tips? So tip number 1, acknowledging the patient concerns. Okay, so number 1 tip is acknowledging the patient concerns. Patients or patient bystander, whomever is talking to you. So first thing is, we have to acknowledge their concerns. So what is the meaning of acknowledging? Which means we are accepting, understanding their concerns. So thereby, how the way we can say that we have understood their concerns? So we can say that I can really understand your concern, but don't worry about it. Your concerns are really valuable to me. Your concerns are really reasonable to me. I know how you must be feeling about it. So this is called it as acknowledging their concerns. Point number 1. Okay. Point number 2, checking their understanding. So how will you check their understanding? For example, we are explaining about some things. For example, patient regarding conditions. The patient is a diabetic patient. So we are just explaining about the importance of insulin therapy. And after your explanation, the main thing is, we have to check their understanding level. What we have explained so far, either they have understood that one or not. So what kind of the way we can checking their understanding? Am I clear to you? Is that okay to you? Will it be possible for you to do it? How does that sound? Do you think you can make it? So these all are the way you are checking their understanding. Okay. And point number 3, what is the main thing that next point number 3 is reassuring. Reassuring is the vital part of our OET role play, which is very important, and that will include your elegancy of your speaking, and also the person who is listening your audio, they can understand that okay, she knows somewhat to talk to the patient, to make them to understand, to make them to convince. So these all are the criteria which help us to improve our speaking to get a B score. So reassurance. So how can you give the reassurance to the patient? For example, patient is a diabetic patient which is newly diagnosed, and we are just telling the patient it is very important for you to on insulin therapy. So you are just explaining how to take an insulin, but still patient is anxious that will it be possible for me to take insulin by myself? So again, we are reassuring. How will you reassure the patient? Don't worry about that. It is a very simple procedure, and it is very easy for you to administer yourself. If you're still nervous, I can pay a home visit for the next 2 days, and I can demonstrate you one more time, and also I can help you how to inject the insulin by yourself. So these all are the way we are just giving the reassurance to the patient. Okay, and the fourth criteria is suggestion. What is the meaning of suggestion? Which means a patient wants to give up their smoking or give up their drinking, but we are just giving multiple options, the suggestions to give up their smoking and alcoholism. For example, for smoking, what are all the suggestions that you can give to the patient to give up their habit? First of all, how many cigarettes they smokes in a day? So we are just giving a suggestions to reduce the number of cigarettes they smokes in a day. So gradually they are able to give up their smoking. Second thing, you are introducing nicotine patches or gums. And thirdly, you are suggesting them to go for the smoking cessation programs. And finally, you are suggesting them to use the champing tablets, or electronic cigarette smoking. So these all are the way you are giving the n number of suggestions to give up their habits, to change their mind, and to make them to understand how important that procedure is. So likewise, we are giving the suggestions. And what is the fifth criteria? It is advising. So suggestion and advising is almost same, but advising is a bit stronger than the suggestion. So we are just recommending, very strongly recommending the patient to give up the smoking. So I'm strongly recommending you to stop smoking with the help of those remedies. So that is the difference between the suggestion and advice. And the sixth criteria, informing about possible future outcomes. So informing about the possible future outcomes. For example, as I mentioned earlier, that patient came to us with the signs and symptoms of diabetes. So it was newly diagnosed to the patient, and here we are giving the suggestion insulin therapy is very important. So here informing about the possible future outcomes. If the patient is compliant with the insulin therapy, they will able to control the diabetes complications. So what are the complications? Such as retinopathy, neuropathy, nephropathy. So these all can be controlled or eliminated by taking the insulin properly. So that is the future outcome of the treatment, or future outcome of the suggestions, future outcome of the advice, the recommendations. So that is the thing we have to explain to the patient. And the seventh one is checking back of patient understanding such as retinopathy, neuropathy, nephropathy. So these all can be controlled or eliminated by taking the insulin properly. So that is the future outcome of the treatment, or future outcome of the suggestions, future outcome of the advice, the recommendations. So that is the thing we have to explain to the patient. And the seventh one is checking back of patient understanding. So whatever I have explained to you so far, either the patient understood or not. So how will you ask the patient, am I clear to you? Do you think you can do that? Then you can ask the patient, how does that sound? And are you following me? Will you able to do it? So likewise, we are checking their understanding. So inviting, at last one is inviting feedback. So you have to ask the patient, do you have any more information to clarify with me? Do you have anything else to clarify with me? Do you have any more doubts? So you are just inviting the feedback of the patient. So these all are the main secondary criteria which we have to use it in our speaking to improve our speaking further, and also to enhance our role play and to impress the evaluator. Okay, so once again, I'll just list it down the criteria which we need to keep in our mind while we are performing our role play. Okay, the first one is acknowledging the patient concerns. Our second one is checking understanding. Third, reassurance. Fourth, suggestion. Fifth, advice. And sixth, informing about possible future outcomes. Seventh, checking back of patient understanding. And eighth, invite feedback. So these all are the 8 criteria which is very important to improve our speaking further, and also to prove ourselves I'm good in English speaking. Because here we are not proving our medical knowledge, just I'm good in English speaking. I am well able to talk, and I can show the fluency, language, pronunciation and tones, and then you are just showing that I'm good in explanation also. So by doing this 8 criteria, by following these 8 criteria while you are doing a role play, it is easy for the evaluator to know well about your linguistic criteria in your role play or in your speaking. Okay, I hope this video will helpful for the students who is preparing for their upcoming exam, and also who wants to know more about OET speaking and how it is. So this will be helpful. And whomever wants to join in your class, so you can call us at any time. Our number has given in our description. So you can contact us. We have 40 days, 50 days, 60 days mock batch, and also we have a beginners class, and also we have 10 days and 20 days and 25 days classes also is available. And whomever is looking forward for a single module coaching, for example, only writing, 20 writings and 20 speakings, 10 speakings and listening and reading. So these all category courses are available in our academy. So it's only an online academy. So whomever wants to join in our class, you can contact us at any time. And until then, bye-bye.
Myself, thanks for having me. I recently wrote my OET on March 6th and I got into school. Actually, I was trying for this for the past 4 months and I was also searching for a good tutor. That time, one of my friends suggested me regarding Gayatri ma'am, and she helped me for this success. She taught me how to write letters very effectively and how to manage different scenarios in speaking. And she was also very supportive and very motivating. She was also very motivated during my exam days, and she prepared me well for the exam. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your guidance.